Look at the savages. Somebody snitched on me. Somebody let them know that I was at the park and this crowd was going crazy. We can finally start talking about the Olympics. The roster for 2016 is finally in. It's been a crazy ride so far with the Zika virus and all the politics happening in Brazil. A lot of NBA players backed out of the tournament. A lot of players are injured, but some of them clearly you can see it's because of Zika, and you really can't blame them because Zika is something serious. But the list of players that backed out: Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul and John Wall, LeBron James. LeBron, he backed out because he's been playing too much basketball the last few years. He needs to get some rest. Way too many miles on his body. But some of the other guys like Russell Westbrook, like in his statement, Westbrook's statement said something like, "After discussing this with my friends and family, I've decided not to participate." He didn't really say why. Some guys, they cited injuries. They're going to rest their injuries, like LaMarcus Aldridge. But some guys, you could clearly see from their answer that it was Zika indeed. And it's not just NBA players. A lot of athletes are not going to the Olympics because of this Zika virus scare. And Zika, it's serious. You don't want to have a baby with the Zika virus. What it does to the babies, it's just absolutely horrible. There's even been health officials saying, this is going to spread Zika worldwide. But it's just bad. It's recommended that even if you don't have symptoms, that when you come back from Brazil, you have to have protected splashes for up to 8 weeks. And then if you do have the virus, you got to wait 6 months. You got to have protective splashes for 6 months. NBA players can't wait 6 months, cuh. 6 months, 8 weeks, that's too much time to wait for an NBA player. So you can't even blame these guys. James Harden, you can't blame all these guys for backing out. 6 months, that's some murder. But now we know the official team, the 12 that are going to be there. Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, DeMarcus Cousins, and DeAndre Jordan. You got to give it up for Kevin Durant. He doesn't care about that Zika virus. Kevin Durant, if basketball is being played, he is going to be there. He loves playing for Team USA. He has so much fun out there. He has this killer instinct. He's coming down the court, just popping threes, being a killer. It's really fun to watch that version of Kevin Durant that just pulls the trigger, no hesitation, no restrictions, no passing. He passes the ball, but he's just a killer when he comes up the court. The look in his eyes, the smile on his face. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony. Last time, Carmelo Anthony was popping 30-foot threes, half-court threes, so quickly, no hesitation, with a bounce in his step. It's just beautiful to watch. I can't wait for this entertainment. This isn't the best team that we could have put together, but it's a very good team, very solid. They just got to play together, and they can get it done. Big shout out to Paul George for coming back for Team USA, because remember, he got injured in a scrimmage for the Olympics. He's back from his injury and he's right back on the team. So big shout out to him. Harrison Barnes, he's about to be a free agent. So if he can pick up that gold medal, if he can have a good showing here, that's going to help him get that max contract that he's seeking. And you know that some NBA team is going to offer him the max. You know what's going to happen. He's probably gone from the Golden State Warriors just because of all the other teams that are going to be offering up money. It's a very interesting decision for the Warriors. Do they try to match that or let him go? I think they'll probably let him go, but we'll have to wait and see. We've got two bigs. We got DeAndre Jordan, DeMarcus Cousins. We're going to need that toughness because, as you know, for Spain, Pau Gasol at first, he didn't want to go because of Zika, but now apparently he wants to play. So there's going to be a few teams that have some bigs, and we're going to need DeMarcus Cousins, and we're going to need DeAndre Jordan to show up big for us. I'm pretty happy with the lineup. Obviously, it could be better, but we do have a lot of quality guys, and you need that because the international game, every time that we come to these Olympics, the international players are going to be better. They're going to get better and better, and if we don't send the correct players, we can definitely lose, and we've lost before. That's why we lost. The loss in 2004, that was a very disappointing Olympics, and that loss was what made guys like Kobe come to the show. Kobe wasn't there in 2004. Kevin Garnett wasn't there in 2004. He didn't show up. He should have been there at the time. He was in his prime. That's when you need him. You needed all those prime guys to be there. They didn't show up, and then we lose. The international game is really good now, and that's why even in the NBA draft, there were a lot of players that declared for the draft. A lot of American players, they did not get drafted, and the look on their face was so disappointing. It was so sad because this is their dream, and here they are. They didn't get drafted. If you don't get drafted, that doesn't mean that you can't get into the league, but it changes your road there. It makes things extremely difficult. Even if you get drafted in the second round, your contract isn't guaranteed. And a big reason why some of these guys don't get selected is because the international players are better. Coming into the draft, every year there's more and more international players being taken, and they're taking spots of American players. What a move there to finish this team off. In my team, I will get a Team USA lineup going eventually. I'm in the first seed. I just got MJ. So once I clear out that first seed, I'll start putting together some lineups. I still have a bunch of the Olympic team guys to pick up in my team. I'm selling my cards. I was at 2,700 cards. Now I'm at 1,600 cards every 4 hours, 2 to 3 times a day. I'm selling another 50 cards. That Team USA lineup will be coming to the channel eventually. Terrible trade for the Magic. I don't know what the Magic are doing. Maybe they're going into rebuilding mode again. I have no idea what they're doing, but this is the same organization that lost Shaquille O'Neal in free agency because they didn't think that he was worth the max contract. Even though this young Shaquille O'Neal